I had a great mentor, and that person is standing next to me. Dr. Auer helped me through some unique times with a couple of classes, and I partnered with both Dr. Auer's and had the opportunity to do some work on the sturgeon project for his wife. But to put it into context, when I started with General Motors in the environmental world, I wasn't really sure what GM's vision was environmentally. And I found out very quickly that promoting sustainability was one of their number one goals. Not just on the automotive side, but in the outreach efforts. They partnered the year that I started with a very tiny university that just happened to get beat very badly by a very good school. That tiny university is called University of Michigan, who had a program called GREEN, Global Rivers Environmental Education Network. GM partnered up with that and started doing sampling throughout the North America region with communities and allowing children to understand what water quality was all about. So fast forward about 20 years, Dr. Auer and myself had been working on various issues and what we should support here at Michigan Tech, part of that through the GM Foundation. What I did is I went back to my department after spending 18 years in the environmental world. I moved into managing the facilities operations. We have 110 sites around North America, over 50 million square feet. And what I did is I challenged them. I said, you still have to meet your budget. I said, that's number one. I said, but number two, how do we do something that's a little more unique to a university, a region, and a community that might not have the opportunity to let kids have hands-on research? And that's where Dr. Auer had some ideas. He said, Steve, why don't we take maybe the program that you do within General Motors, and then we partner it up with the Agassiz. And with that, he came up with the idea of GM Rides the Waves. And so I'm happy to present the third year of funding. And this year, a check of $25,000 to Dr. Auer and his team to allow kids to go back out on the water to get the experience that they may never ever have. And then also apply the STEM products programs in a real world environment. And with an awesome captain and awesome mentor and educators.
20 years ago, this young man was up in Eagle Harbor helping us build a atmospheric deposition monitoring station and operating that station. And then when he wasn't doing that, he was with Nancy out in the Sturgeon River, saving a tremendous population of fish that have come back and really enjoyed life in that place. And his time at Michigan Tech put something in his heart that made him want to come back and think back and do back to the community. And after a CPAC visit a couple of years ago, he called me up and he said, what can I do to help put the kids on the water? And that's where this all came from. If some of the Ride the Waves people could come up front for just a second. And consistent with our promise to you, most of our money goes to the boat and to the undergrads who mentor the K-12 students. Those operations. We are the aquatic voice of Michigan Tech in the Copper Country, and we're well along to our long-term goal of wearing out the linoleum in the Great Lakes Research Center by putting lots and lots of kids through there.
When they get the chance to do something that they've never done, that's awesome. And you know what we've done as a company in partnership with you, I think really demonstrates to these communities that environmental sustainability is important, but changing the lives of these young kids, these young minds, is more important than anything. So thank you for your contributions. I'll tell you, that will go a long way in your resumes. So nice job. Nice job.